Peace, family, peace, 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 peace. I hope you guys are having such a glorious day. Not to understand and get your day, your life is going to get better, honey, once you think twice. All right. Your day, your life is going to get better once you think twice. Imagine getting paid doing what you love. Okay. And, I wanted to talk about this because a lot of you guys, you really feel that you want your life to change. And you hear me say this all the time. If you are not willing to do something different, I could assure you your life is not going to change. You know, I remember once upon a time, I used to think that, oh, since I am a good person, my life is going to change, right? Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you're a good person. Okay. Now, if you are a good person, but you believe you don't deserve the best of the best in life, guess what? You're not going to have it. Okay. And that's why oftentimes we hear people say, well, why do bad things happen to good people? We have heard that time and time again. And I remember listening to Narrow Knowledge the other day talk about this, right? Sometimes you may feel like because you are a good person, you deserve better in life. But if you're not doing better, if you have this belief system that you're not good enough, a belief system you're not worthy, a belief system that you don't deserve it, guess what? It does not matter how good you may appear to be, it's just not going to happen. And I'm speaking from experience. I remember it was a point in my life where, as though, honey, I was stressed. Okay, going to the psychologist, getting medication because I just couldn't deal with. I felt like I couldn't deal with that stress in my life. And let me also say this to you: whatever that is showing up in your life, there is always good. Okay, from something that appears to be bad, I am here to tell you there is something good in it. Honey, listen to me when I say this. There is something good in that thing that appears to be bad. So back in, I want to say 2010, okay, honey, I was stressed to say the least. And I would go to the psychologist and stuff like that, and she put me on medication, okay, just so I can cope. Imagine that, just so you can cope with everyday activities, okay? You need or you feel you need medication just so you can cope, just so you can do normal stuff, all right? Going to work, just so you can be, in conversations and stuff. But it was always a something in me that felt like, you know what? I don't think that this is the route I'm supposed to be going, right? I used to feel that way. I don't think that this is it. So I remember I went to one psychologist, and I don't know why I'm telling this story, but this is the way the video is shifted. Okay. But I remember I went to one psychologist, and this was during the time where, as though, I did not know what was going on with me. I just felt like I was not myself, right? I didn't understand that I was changing drastically. But and in that change, it appeared that it was like, whoo, the worst thing ever. But let me tell you something. If it wasn't for that, me going through that and growing through that, I would not be on social media today. Okay. I would not be uploading videos today. That discomfort that I had experienced and went through, right? It got me to uploading. It got me to asking God and making statements such as, I know I did not come here just to work and pay bills. I know I came here for something bigger, something grander, something better than this. And from me experiencing the anxiety, the depression, and stuff like that, it got me to, getting to know who I am, asking questions, right? Dina, what is it that you want from life? Don't focus on what you don't want, focus on what you want. So to the person that's out there, you may feel like, well, you just gonna be a good person. You like, oh my goodness, I'm such an amazing person. But why my life is the way it is? Why is it chaotic? Why do I feel like my nerves are all over the place? Why do it feel like people take advantage of you? Let me tell you something. The reason being is because you are a nice person. Okay. Nice is actually derived from Latin. It actually means foolish. And you may be doing all these things and hoping like your life is going to change, but I could be sure to tell you, my love, it is not going to change until you start seeing that you deserve more, you deserve better. So back in 2009, 2010, I'm going to the psychologist. The first one that I went to, it was just like a regular doctor, right? My primary care physician I went to. And I remember they took tests and everything like that to see like what was going on with me because I felt like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going through, but this, I don't feel like my normal self, right? And I remember the doctor, he had prescribed some pills. I don't even know the name of the pills, but he prescribed some medication. And I remember I took them, honey, I felt out of it. Okay. I felt out of it. And so later on, my sister had recommended this lady who was she's a psychologist, and my sister was like, well, maybe you could go to her because she do therapy and she also prescribed medication. And so I started going to her and stuff like that. But I never forgot the first doctor that I went to, he had said, Dina, don't worry about it, because I was like, oh my goodness, I always had this thing about medication, like, oh, right. But this doctor, he had said to me, he said, don't worry about it, Dina. You'll be surprised. At this time, I was working at a hardware store, right? And he said, you'll be surprised how many people are walking up and down the aisles on this medication. And to me, at first it was like a little relief, but then I also felt like, oh my goodness, I don't something just don't sit right in my spirit with, so I feel like I have to take this pill just in order for me to function, in order for me to just work at this job that I don't like. Okay. And that's another thing, because sometimes you are forcing yourself in situations, or you are making yourself stay in certain situations when God is saying that is done. Okay. And that's why a lot of times you may experience frustration because you are trying to stay where God is trying to remove you. Okay. And so I started going to this second psychologist, whatever it was like there. And I am here to tell you, okay, whatever it is that you expect for your life, that's what shall be. If you expect people to walk over you, yeah, you might as well be the doormat, honey, because they sure gonna walk. Okay. If you expect people to talk to you any old type of way because you don't have a healthy self-image of yourself, and I don't care if it's your mama, I don't care if it's your daddy, I don't care who it is. Okay. If you don't have a healthy self-image of yourself, you are going to continuously get the same exact thing from life. The reason being is because that's what you expect. I did not know that pain that I was experiencing, okay, and the suffering on top of that, because suffering is pretty much you keep on doing the same exact thing, okay? Pain is inevitable. We all experience some form of pain, but suffering, my friend, is you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, hoping and looking and praying for something new to occur. All right. And that's pretty much how I felt, how I was. So one of the things that I had noticed was when I was going through all these different things, right? It came a point in my life where as though I just had to surrender. I seen that my way, it just clearly was not working. All right. And I needed to do something different. And I didn't know the very thing that I was afraid to do, okay, that I will be earning money from doing it. Say it again, say it again, say it again, say it again. The very thing that I was afraid to do, I did not know that I would be earning money from doing that thing. Okay. And I'm talking about social media. So, you know, everything in your life, all the experiences that you had in your life, if you are operating in your purpose, because everything in your life that has shown up into this point, it all has meaning. Okay. Let me tell you something, it all has meaning. Everything. I don't want you to ever look at your life and say, I just went through this. This is for nothing. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Every part, every bit of your life, it has meaning, it has purpose. Okay. But if it wasn't for me going to the psychologist, if it wasn't for me, getting those prescribed medications for anxiety, for depression, if it wasn't for me, and I remember one time I used to feel like, oh, I don't want to say anxiety, right? Like I used to feel like this little nervousness from saying anxiety, right? But anxiety is just from ignorance, lack of understanding. Depression is because you suppress your emotions. You don't want to express your emotions, you suppress them. And by you suppressing them, it creates depression. And normally, when you are suppressing your emotions, honey, all the time, you are living for someone else. You want to say certain things, but you don't say it because out of fear, if you do say it, what this person would do or what this person would think of me. And so you suppress your emotions and that creates depression. If you do it for a long period of time, honey, it's going to create depression. And it's a part of you that you may feel like, oh my goodness, it feel like I don't even know myself, because the version that you are trying to uphold, that version is slowly dying off. But it's like you attached to that version. It's like you so attached to it that even though that it is dying off, you keep on pulling it back. The version of yourself where as though you feel like you can't speak up for yourself. The version of yourself where as though you don't have boundaries. The version of yourself where as though you say every and anything, you go along to get along. The version of yourself where as though you feel like you're not capable. You're gonna have to let that version of you die off. Okay, it has to die off. In order for you to live the life that you was created to live, that version of you have to die off. It's so funny. I was watching, I forgot the guy name. I think his name James something. He's real popular on TikTok, okay? And his video had popped up on my For You page yesterday. And one of the things that he said, and this is for the people, one second. These juices, honey, apple, and Eve, oh my goodness, they so good. But I was watching him, and this is pretty much for the people who keep on making excuses, saying that they want their lives to change, but they allowing their job that they work out to stop them. Is a few content creators that I know from social media that they had a full-time job, okay? And by them having a full-time job, they did not allow that to stop them from pursuing their purpose, okay? So the guy who came across my For You page yesterday, one of the things he said he never forgot how he had a full-time job and he was working pretty much 40 hours a week. And when he got off of work, he remembered one of his friends had said to him, you have to be that person now, right? So if you desire to be a content creator and you like, all right, well, I want to be a content creator, but I got a full-time job. You could have a full-time job and be a content creator. It's so many content creators that works a full-time job and they are a content creator. And I always go back to Aaron Dowdy. Okay. Aaron Dowdy. I absolutely love Aaron Dowdy. Okay. Another YouTuber. Absolutely love him. But I remember I was listening to Aaron Dowdy, and one of the things he said was that when he started making content, he had a full time job. And he made a decision for him to show up every day, make one video every day. And he said from him making one video every day, that got him into his desired reality. And then he also said it would be days where as though he would do 3 videos a day. Remember, there's so many people that want the same thing as you. So many people, they want the same exact thing as you. And you know who's going to get it? The one who wanted most. So if you are making excuses, okay, oh, I can't do it, I'm too tired. You know, that monkey in the mind will tell you stuff like that. It will tell you you're too tired. It's gonna tell you not to show up. Nobody's watching. It's going to tell you what's the use. It's going to tell you you're not where you desire to be, so why keep showing up? It's going to tell you all those things. But it doesn't matter what the monkey in the mind say. What matters is what God said. And God said, have faith. Okay? Have faith. Have faith the size of a mustard. You know how small a mustard seed is? And you know if you have faith, because you are going to show up. You know you have faith because you keep on going. Just imagine, 2009 or 10, I'm going to a psychologist. Okay? To get medication. Just so I could cope with everyday life. Because I didn't think that I deserved a better life. Allowing people to just treat me all types of ways. I'm not a victim. Not a victim. Okay? But I was allowing people to treat me all types of ways. Because that's what I seen for myself. Whatever you see for yourself, that's what you're going to get. But imagine if you woke up and you said, you know what? I'm gonna start doing the thing that I desire to do. I'm gonna start rocking out to my purpose. You know why a lot of you guys won't start? Some of you guys, you keep making these excuses saying you don't know what to do. That is not true. You know exactly what to do. You know what to do, but you're not doing it. The reason you're not doing it is because of fear. It's because of fear. Oh shoot, honey, I gotta write my goals down. Hold on, child. Hey, Anthony, peace here, baby. Peace here, peace here. Listen, I always say you guys better be writing goals down. Okay. You better be writing goals down because let me tell you, if you're not working towards your goals, you will definitely and most certainly be working towards somebody else's goals. Now, I don't know if you are like, well, I don't care. Honey, if you don't care, most likely this video isn't for you. Okay. But if you want your life to change, I am here to tell you, you have to be willing to do something different. And some of you guys, you say you want different, but you're not even willing to make the first step. The first step is writing down exactly what it is that you desire for your life. Focus on what you want. Okay. There's so many people, I tell a story because, I really want you guys to understand this. Whatever it is that you focus on, that's what's going to grow. Okay. You can ask the average person that you come across, one of your homeboys, homegirls, I don't care, give a damn who it is, who you ask, okay? But you can ask them, what is it? When they in the midst of complaining a lot, ask them what is it that they want. Because I could assure you they are going to focus on what it is that they don't want. They're going to bring up all the things that they don't want because we have been conditioned to do so. If you can't even take a pen, right, and write down what you desire for life, I mean, you already off to the races of losing. Okay, you already off to the races of losing. Because it costs absolutely nothing just to write down, jot down exactly what it is that you want from your life. And because you feel like you can't even do that part, honey, if you can't even write down what you desire for life, just forget it. Just forget it. Just forget it. Because the second part is the implementing. And if you can't even write down, okay, the first step, how the hell are you going to get to the second step? I had, hey Jada, PC, baby, pizza. I remember my daughter's name is Jada. Oh, and her name is spelled the same exact way. I remember my sister, okay, she had came over one day and she was complaining about the type of relationship she was getting in. They all pretty much all really was all the same. And I told her, I said, well, what type of guy do you prefer? What type of guy do you want? And she started going in. I don't want a guy that's a liar. I don't want a guy that's a cheater. I don't want a guy that's, that's not affectionate. So she started telling me all these things. And I said to her, I said, no. I said, what type of guy do you want? And then she started telling me, and I told her, I said, no, it has to be, what do you want? Because you naming all the things that you don't want. And there's no wonder why you keep attracting the things that you say you don't want, because that's where all your attention, energy, and focus is going towards. So she started writing down the things now that she do want. And one of the things, after she got finished with the list, I said, all right, now you got to become that. You have to become what you desire to have. If you are a person that's like, well, and I remember, child, I remember whereas though I was so impatient, right? I didn't want to change because, honey, I didn't think anything was wrong with me. Okay. I didn't want to change. But the guys that I was attracting, honey, I was willing to let them know all the things that they was doing wrong. Okay. I was willing to settle, okay? Because if you think nothing is wrong with you and you think that, oh, it's just the people out there, guess what? You're going to keep on attracting those same exact individuals. So I was thinking, like, you know what? I'm going to just settle because this is what's available at this particular time. I'm going to settle for this. And then me doing so, me settling for that, I think that I was trying to change the people. I was trying to change the person. Instead of changing myself, I was trying to change them. Because nobody ever taught me that it's not them, it's you. Okay? Everything was based upon no, they did this, they did that, it's them. Okay? Not much accountability or responsibility I was taking. And so that's why I was attracting the people that I was attracting. If you are not willing to be honest with yourself, okay, and call a thing, then your life is going to keep on going the way it's going. You have to start looking at your life and understand, you know what? I deserve better. I deserve much more. And you know if you deserve better or if you deserve much more because it's all going to show how you show up. How you show up. If you're not showing up for you, guess what? Because a part of you, you feel like you don't deserve it. That's why you won't show up for you. If you feel like you're not good enough, guess what? You're not going to show. And many of it, we make excuses. In the words of Lisa Nichols, oh, our excuses is so sexy. Oh, they so sexy. Oh my goodness. So sexy. Okay. Oh, I'm too tired. I can't upload no video today. I'm too tired. Not today. Right? Well, how many more days are you going to keep on giving an excuse? Because time is ticking. Time ain't waiting for you. You have to put into pen and paper, pen and paper, pen and paper, what it is that you desire. Okay. So right now I'm writing my goals down. Mm, Hey, brother. Peace to you, baby. Peace to you, peace to you. Listen, how long does it take to write goals? How long? How long does it take for you to write your goals? How long? Not long at all. Okay, I do this every day. Every day. It does not take long at all. And I'm a reiterate this again because I really want you to understand it. Okay. It's either you working towards yours or you working towards someone else's. Simple. You either working towards what you desire for you and your children, okay, for you and your wife, husband, girl, whatever, okay, whomever, or you working towards what their CEO of their company desire. Okay, the choice is yours. The choice is the beautiful thing about life is we have choices. Okay. But if you're not aware, then it'll almost feel like you don't have a choice, because guess what? You operating on autopilot. You just doing the same exact thing. Okay, doing the same exact thing each and every day from your paradigm, from those habits that you continuously have each and every day. Wake up the same, eat the same, do the same, drink the same. Honey, you do everything the same each and every day. And I could assure you your life is not changing, because you're doing the same exact thing, hoping and praying and looking for better results. And if you are okay with that, then you got to keep on doing it. You always got to do what works for you. Now, on this page is my gratitude journal, is my gratitude. All right, family. So, gratitude list. Okay. Don't tell me you don't have time for this stuff. Okay. Because it didn't take no longer than 20 minutes me writing these things out. Okay. My goals for today. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So easy. So easy. And then my gratitude list. Okay. Some of you guys, you keep saying you don't have time. And I'm just trying to understand, how is it that you don't have time when you have 24 hours in a day? The guy who sleeps under the bridge has the same exact time as the CEO of their company. The girl who is going to school for that degree has the same exact time as that stay-at-home mom. Okay, same exact time. No one is being shorthanded on time. Is not the time. Is that you don't know how to, and time cannot be managed, but you're not disciplined. That's really what it is. Is not the time. You can use those excuses all you want. You can say, "Oh no, you just don't understand. I have a busy schedule, a busy this, a busy that." It's funny how we make time for what we want to make time for. You make time for that TV show. Oh yeah, you make time for that TV show. But you say you don't have time to study. You don't have time to read. You don't have time for all those things, but you have time to be entertained. And you finna be entertained right out of your goals. You finna be entertained right out of the reality that you desire to live. And reality is an illusion. Okay? It's an illusion. Your reality is your perception. What you perceive to be true, that's exactly what it is. You perceive that I am here to win. That's what shall be. I perceive myself that I was created to win, that God got me, okay? That God got me, okay? That I am here to experience nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. Not like the rest, okay? That is my perception. That no matter what it is, I cannot lose. I can't. I can only win. So you get exactly what you expect. You know? What do you expect for yourself? Whatever you expect, that's what is. And so many people say that life is against them. You're right. Life is. Life is against you because that's what you expect. It's not until you start changing that belief system and understand that, honey, life is just going to give you exactly what you expect to have. You could be helping Miss Betty across the street, Miss Betty who's 95 years old. You can be walking little old Miss Betty across the street, helping her, and you like, but why my life not changing? I give, but my life, but your life isn't changing. Is because a part of you feel that you deserve hand-me-downs. You deserve crumbs. You deserve the bare minimum. A part of you really feel that way. And so if you really feel you deserve it, guess what? You have to get that. With that being said, lovelies, I catch you guys on the next one. Keep rocking out, believing in yourselves. Keep going, keep growing. Until next time. Peace.